Video game LARPers are beyond stupid.
What are you doing? You look like a huge poser.
I'm a goth girl. I'm a goth girl that loves Sonic.
Why do you suppose you just threw a chair at your head, Pinky Chew? You pronounced it wrong. Are you posing or are you LARPing? I don't know. What character is that? That's, Mina Mongoose. Yes, and who is that?
Bro, I don't know none of those characters. If you show me all those characters from Sonic, I have no idea who any of them are. You could call me a Sonic LARPer, I don't care. I'm gonna be like, that's a raccoon. They're gonna be like, no, that's Rebecca from Sonic the Hedgehog from Sega Genesis 1, the classic, side story adventure. I don't know none of these motherfuckers. I don't care.
That's Sally Acorn. So you do know the difference! If you deliberately LARP my special interest, I will fuck you like a pig. Now, are you a poser, or a LARPer, or are you going to play my fucking games? I'm gonna play your games. Carl, get this fucking bitch a Dreamcast already.
Dreamcast.
My friends, we are in the middle of a LARPdemic. There have been many men on the website X.com who have committed the grand crime of not playing their favorite video games. Many men are watching the Rad Brad instead of playing.
Facts, bro. There's a lot of people out here that just be watching the shit and not playing it, bro. Go play the games, bro. Don't LARP. Don't LARP, bro. I played every JoJo game. That's how I know about JoJo. Haven't watched a single anime. But I played every JoJo game, bro.
Games, even though this fucking guy supports AI openly. As normal in the gaming community, there is a big argument going around over something that should be resolved in like a single sentence. That conversation being, do you need to play your favorite video game to be a fan of it?
You could be a fan of it, but don't act like... I feel like you could be a fan of the game, but don't act like a supremacist about the game when you haven't actually played it. I feel like that's more of the direction I would go in. Right, like, for example, if I was to be a fan of, like, the Xenoblade series and I didn't play Xenoblade, I saw somebody play it, I'd be like, I'm a fan of Xenoblade, I'll fuck with it. But if I try to be one of those people online that try to correct people and then try to seem like I know more, like if Fabrinsky was to be like, yo, man, my favorite part is when Shulk said Fiora! And I'm like, actually, he said Fiora for 7 seconds.
You like Splatoon? Name every Splatling.
Oh, shit. Fuck. They got Agent 3. They got Sheldon. They got the Shrimp. Fuck, his name is Crust or some shit. They got Shiver. They got Fry. They got Big Man. All right. They got Pearl. Big forehead Pearl. They got Marina. What was that green bitch? The pink-haired bitch from Splatoon 1. What the fuck was her name, bro? Everybody in chat wanted to fuck her. Fuck. Callie Marie, yeah. All right, Callie Marie. Oh, I don't know the rest, bro. Small Fry. Salmonoid. Fuck.
The Splatlings are the minigun weapons, you dirty ass Dominican.
That's a Splatter Shot Pro. Scoper Shot. Shit. The Flosser Fluffer. Fuck. Super Splatter Shot. Fuck. Alright, get me out of here, bro. I'm done.
The answer being, yes. Yes, you kinda do. Video games are meant to be played. It's in the title, video games. So today I'll be debunking a bunch of contrarian arguments, because there are just a bunch of stupid people making the dumbest arguments possible. And hopefully, by the end, you'll redeem yourself from being a LARPer. Why are we arguing this? This is fucking stupid. Argument 1, isn't this just gatekeeping? I mean, I don't know, is it? It seems like the gates are pretty wide fucking open in there.
When we hop in Raiders, I am throwing you into the ocean. You don't need the treasure.
All I'm gonna see is pick me up like this, and I'm just like, hey, what you doing? No, so I gotta fall into the water. No, I'm just gonna turn to a squid Instant death.
guards
Thank you for the
around,
biddies.
Isn't gatekeeping about intentionally restricting access or something? Or like restricting who can be called a true fan or whatever? Yeah, you know,
Thank you,
someone
Owl.
tells me that's not really the case here. If you're playing soccer and the goalie is leaning up by the side of the goal and pointing at the goal and going, to win soccer, you gotta kick the ball in. Is he gatekeeping a win from your team? This isn't exactly naming 5 Nirvana albums or anything. I don't think it's asking for much to play a video game one time all the way through. That's not gatekeeping, that's the bare fucking minimum. Now, some will argue that if we gatekept gaming fandoms to only people who purely played the game, then there would be fucking nothing.
Cap.
Nothing of what? This...
Cap. If we gatekeep if we gatekeep people from playing games, no, if we gatekeep people who didn't play the games, I mean, there's still a community for it. Even if they weren't there, right? Like, don't get me wrong, the community is more full, but there's still a community of people. Look, there's a community for everybody. Like, people who've played even niche games, if you go look on the internet, you're gonna find a community of them. You said the only thing I want to gatekeep is anime and maybe Digimon?
Makes zero sense. For a fandom around a game to start, there have to be, you know, people that played it.
Yeah.
And liked it. Of course, you can love the world and characters beforehand, but that's usually how it starts, right? The whole thing is to then play the game yourself so you can experience it and engage with it yourself. There is a very clear difference between being a fan of something and being interested in something. In fact, to further prove that we're not gatekeeping here, if you choose to actually watch this video, I will in fact be giving you many radical tips and tricks to legally obtain and engage with video games. I believe in the power of redemption, and I think you too can no longer be a LARPer. Mostly because it isn't that fucking hard. Argument 2, gaming is too expensive.
Gaming is too expensive. What if you're poor? Bullshit. Because a lot of the games that people be LARPing are games that go on sale very frequently. And usually they're like old games. Especially with like Steam summer sale going on right now, they be capping. They be like, oh, I can't afford this game. I'm like, bro, this game is $10 right now. You don't got $10? $5? You say, you know, Sail the Seven Seas. Even that too. That's another thing too. Like, if you don't want to spend money on it, I mean, technically you could still yo-ho, get the game for free, play it, you know? You said, I hate it when people rehash, you can't be a fan of the game without playing it. Because it always devolves into just shitting on poor people. You need to play the game to be a fan. It's classist propaganda. Classist? That's not classist. Bitch, how are you going to be a fan of something if you haven't played it?
What if you're poor? Look, I understand fully. The state of the economy fucking sucks. Many people can barely afford to live, and many more are currently losing their jobs. On top of that, the current state of the video game industry has been terrible.
True.
And people like the Rad Brad won't stop generating AI in their fucking thumbnails. So RAM prices have skyrocketed to extremely absurd heights. So as a result, PC prices have gone up, consoles have gone up in price too, and video games themselves have gone up in price. That fucking sucks. I fully agree. The video game industry is completely terrible right now. Things are way too inaccessible. However, that still doesn't change the fact that you didn't play a video game. And
Nah, and you know what it is too? Sometimes people, they be capping. They be like, I don't have money, I'm poor. But in that same day, they Uber Eats 2 to 3 times. And I'm like, oh, I thought you were poor, but you Uber Eats 3 times today. You Uber Eats for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Nah, you got some money.
Therefore, you can't be a fan of it if you didn't play it. And you know what? That's okay. You don't need to be a fan of a video game to enhance your life. In fact, I would argue the fact you can't become a fan of something because the corporation won't make it accessible to you is a pretty damn good reason to get upset at the way things are. I think personally, it's more than okay to tell someone, yeah, I would love to be a fan of something, but I currently can't afford it. And bonus points if you're really funny about it and you start quoting Flight site reacts. However, here's the thing. That argument really does not always work. Because simply put, not every game is expensive or requires an ultra-powerful PC to run. Like, there really are points where it isn't an excuse whatsoever. It's pretty insane to me that Resident Evil is one of the most LARPed franchises ever, and infamously so.
True, and mind you, Resident Evil Remake, like every other week I see it for like 20 bucks. Dirt cheap in my opinion. Even the originals is like cheap as hell too.
Which is very funny because the original games from the 90s and early 2000s, which ran on a PlayStation 1, as well as RE1 Remake and Resident Evil 4, the original one, are available on Steam and for the most part GOG as well, and will go on sale for $5. These games, by the way, are industry-defining classics that were made for technology that at this point is over 20 years old. Undertale is another heavily LARPed video.
Yo, I can't believe Undertale is heavily LARP. You telling me majority of the people who fuck with Undertale hasn't played the shit? That's crazy cap. That's crazy cap. If I ever meet a person who says, yo, I'm a fan of Undertale, and I'm gonna bring up some little lore in the game, and they tell me, oh no, I watched somebody play it, I'm gonna give you that look, bruh. I'm be like, ain't no way. Undertale's always on super sale.
Game for some reason, which is weird because that game.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said super sale. I've seen this shit go for like dirt cheap.
Was just on sale for $2.50, and the specs for it are so low you could run it on a fucking toaster. If your PC can run a Doom from the 90s, you can run Undertale. If you want even more examples of dirt cheap games, I'm on GOG right now, and I'm seeing the Hitman games for like under $1.
Yo, mind you, I've never played any of these games, and I always heard good things about Hitman, but I don't know. That's gonna have to be like in the far future, bro. I never played a Hitman game though.
The only exception here is a Hitman Absolution for $2, but you don't gotta play that one.
Yee-haw! I'll tell you, I don't ordinarily yeehaw, but this is a fucking yeehaw.
That's a yeehaw moment.
Christmas. Tinkle, tinkle, little jar.
Tinkle, tinkle, little jar. Tinkle, tinkle, little jar.
Tinkle, tinkle, little jar.
The original Hotline Miami is also currently one.
Hotline Miami is fire. Cool ass game. The soundtrack, fire. The blood, the gore, the how fast you gotta kill people and run from room to room, fire.
$1. Sonic Mania currently is a $2.
Wow, Mania for $2, that's crazy. Good music, you know, good 2D platformer.
Both games can run on literally pretty much anything and are also some of the.
You know what my problem is with this game, chat, is that I keep trying to go to every world and get all the Chaos Emeralds, but every time I make it to a certain world, I miss the Chaos Emerald, and then it fucks me up, and then I have to replay the whole game to get all the Chaos Emeralds. It pisses me off.
The best games ever made too. Castle Crashers is a certified hood classic, and that's a.
Why you have to show the chat this game, bro? Here comes Nep Nep. Here comes like 2 other motherfuckers. Watch. Here we go. Hey, man, we told you, man. Get on Castle Crashers, man. I'm gonna tell you. Look at Nep Nep in the chat. Look at him in the chat, bro. I already knew it. They're like, hey, man. Hey, man, get on that Castle Crashers, man. I already know you, man. Damn!
50 right now. I'm not trying to pour shame here either.
They go like, get on that Castle Crashers.
They're going through it, and I understand that full.
Bro, this girl looks so realistic. Kojima made this game, bro. She look like a real person.
But if you can't afford a game that's $2 and
oh my gosh, bro, she look mad real, shiny. Yeah, she got them glossy ass lips. Like you see, like the sweat on her skin.
Do this. Get to a special stage. Get the emerald. If you don't have the emerald, exit the whole game before the special stage ends and you'll be able to retry it.
So I gotta close out the whole game? It's
this
not
game
like
was on sale so many times on PSN, bro. We could have been on Castle Crashers years ago.
I think I have it already. I just refuse to play it, Oddity. Thank you for the biddies, bro. Owl, thank you for the 100 biddies. So Owl, you said the whole game. So I gotta boot out the whole game. So now I'm gonna remember that next time. If I play it on my Steam Deck, I'm just gonna have to make sure I do that.
50 cents, you probably aren't even watching this video. The issue with the money argument is that it is incredibly case by case. If you can't afford, like, for example, a GTA 6, you know, but you're still curious about it and want to watch a playthrough, yeah, that's perfectly fine. That still wouldn't make you a fan of the game, of course, but, you know, it's understandable, right? But if you're LARPing a video game that's the same price, if not cheaper, than a loaf of fucking bread and can run on the average goddamn smart smart fridge, then I'm gonna be honest here, I think that might be on you. On top of that, there are also sometimes free games if you're lucky. I'm not talking piracy either. This is illegal. All I'm saying is, right, the backyard sports games are free on Steam. The backyard sports games are free. Come on, dude. Pablo Sanchez is in the house.
Really?
Pablo Sanchez in the house tonight.
W.
I also
Pablo
haven't even
Sanchez.
mentioned abandonware games. You see, abandonware is a program, usually a game, that's no longer being sold by the publisher. And sites like My Abandonware and Internet Archive have done a great job of keeping these PC ports up. And these aren't like small games either. I'm talking like a Silent Hill 2, the OG one, a Silent Hill 3, Simpsons A Hit and Run. There's Tony Hawk, Transformers, Gears of War 1, Assassin's Creed 3. These are
You could play them on the browser? Or is he talking about like you could download them?
some big fucking games, dude. Now, this is more of a legal gray area. However, if the publisher isn't selling a video game, then in my opinion, that game falls into public hands. That is, of course, until the game becomes available to purchase again, which a lot of these sites and people agree with me on that one. Again, I get it. Not everyone can afford video games like that, but come on now. It's not like you don't have access to a vast library of classic and amazing video games that, again, don't require anything fancy to run. A lack of options doesn't mean no options, period. I'm pretty sure, you know, most people can afford a video game that's free. Argument 3, what if you're disabled? You know you have a Google, right? Okay, this one's actually
So what if you're disabled? Yo. They just goal posting at that point. They goal posting at that point, bro.
little interesting because people get very aggressive virtue signaling it, despite the fact we actually have a lot of really good answers for this one. I mean, first of all, we're assuming that the person making the argument is disabled themselves, and you know—
No, usually the person that's making those arguments on Twitter, they're not disabled. They're just goal posting, looking for any way to be like, fuck, how can I fuck up his argument? What if the person, what if he has no hands? What if he has nubs? And then, like, you could come up with a solution being like, oh, but PlayStation came out with a controller where it's, you know, it has a bunch of big buttons, so you don't necessarily need to use your
Just
fingers.
double checked, and yeah. If you pause the game when the time hits 2 or 1, the task manager, and close the game, you can restart the special stage.
Oh, thank you, Owl.
Last dono on that.
So I'm gonna try to see if I get all the emeralds at some point, like in my own private time, because I never got all the emeralds. I've been dying to try to do that shit in Mania.
Not to assume anything about anyone, but it gets very obvious when you aren't. For example, to quote some random Twitter user, like, dog, what if I had no hands and no feet?
See what I'm saying, bro? Like, bro, if you have no hands and no feet, I'm just gonna say, hey, bro, tough noodles, bro.
About to be petty and ask for proof if they say something about disabled. Is that too harsh?
Yo, Akuro deadass, bro, I might be with you. I'm gonna be like, nah, proof. Show me proof right now. And then imagine you just see a mirror selfie and they're holding the phone with their mouth. I would've been like, oh, wrong sound effect.
There's from autism. I don't suffer. I just have it.
I also saw another tweet that said blind people can be a fan of—
Sure, I argue some games are mainly gameplay and are meant to be played, but who cares? Blind people can be a fan of movies without ever having watched them. So why don't y'all apply the same logic to video games? They're not accessible to everyone. It has gotten expensive too.
movies without ever having watched them. So why don't y'all apply that same logic to video games? Well, that's because blind people can watch movies, you fucking moron!
Here's how I use descriptive audio for the blind at a movie theater.
Descriptive audio for the blind? What's that?
It's a set of headphones that is connected to a Bluetooth receiver box with volume buttons on it. It describes what's going on in each scene in between the dialogue.
And you can just request this at any movie theater.
Most blind and low vision people I've ever known still enjoy movies.
Yeah, the reason we don't apply your logic to video games is because your logic doesn't fucking exist! Secondly, similar to the way blind people are able to watch movies, modern video games include a very robust accessibility options.
I was just gonna say that. Yes, they do. They have a bunch of accessibility options where it's like, it has on-screen narrator, They start pinging shit. They got like different, if you got like color blindness, they changed the whole color scheme up. They got mad shit, bruh.
Most notably, for example, of all games, The Last of Us Part 2 has an amazing array of accessibility settings, to the point where Steve Saylor, a blind gamer and consultant on accessibility in games, was brought to tears at just how robust Naughty Dog settings really were.
This is why I work so hard to promote accessibility. This is why, because this is important.
Like, damn, that's real shit. And he's right as well. It is important. This guy has a YouTube channel, by the way, where he talks about accessibility in video games. So maybe if you want to stop being a fucking LARPer and do some goddamn research, it wouldn't kill you to check him out, would it? There's also alternative controller options specifically made for people with...
That's what I was talking about, the big ass buttons. They got like these big... Like the PlayStation got like the one that looks like a sphere or some shit, where it's like they got like a circle of controls.
Physical disabilities. There's the BioWave Proteus Builder one-handed controller.
I've never seen that.
Xbox Adaptive Controller, the PlayStation
That's the shit I was talking about. That shit look crazy.
Quad stick controller. There are options, dude.
Quad stick is a mouse control.
Oh, plus on the internet, bro, I was seeing disabled people, no hands, just feet, cranking 90s with builds in fucking Fortnite. I probably got quickscope by a disabled dude on Fortnite. So at this point, they playing better than me at this shit.
That involves one analog, 3 holes to sip or puff into, and a lip trigger at the bottom, and the side tube. The side tube is what I use for pause, map, inventory, and ping. So to look around, I use the analog. To move around, I'll sip into the center hole, and then I can move around.
Now, to be fair, a lot of this stuff is very far from perfect. For one, proper accessibility is a fairly recent thing in video games, with a lot of older games just not taking accessibility into account at all. On top of that, not every studio has a proper accessibility team, so the mileage on if a game has accessibility settings and if they're good or not may vary heavily. Thankfully, there are resources like caniplaythat.com, which gives reviews on games' accessibility options. Another issue, though, is that a lot of these accessibility controllers specifically are still very jank for the most part. On top of that, the actual price for a lot of these peripherals can be ridiculous. $100 for the Xbox Adaptive Controller, almost $90 for the PlayStation Access Controller.
Hey, if you really want to play the game and you need a controller that fits your needs, you go and buy that controller. Unfortunately, with accessibility in mind, you can't be out here expecting these shits to be like $20. They ain't gonna be no 20. They ain't gonna be no 20. I also take into consideration, like, you can imagine the amount of engineering that went into this shit, because they had to really think hard about, like, damn, how are we gonna make these controllers like this?
Controller, and if you want 2 joysticks, you gotta get 2 of them, and for external buttons, you gotta spend another $80.
Oh, damn, I didn't know that. For the Xbox shit and for the PlayStation shit, they say you got to spend on another stick? Oh, fuck. Damn, so that controller alone is going to be like you paying for like a pro controller or some shit.
That's in total.
USA got another goal. USA winning.
Almost $260. Over $500 for the quads.
Oh my God, the shit that the guy had where like he was like blowing into the shit. And I mean, I ain't gonna lie though, I've seen a lot of people play with the quad stick for first-person shooter games, and they be cracked on that.
And it's currently sold out? That's as much as the goddamn consoles to play games on.
There's only one joystick, which does mean that it's better than the Xbox Adaptive Controller by default, but, you know, to play games that require both joysticks, am I supposed to get 2 of these? This was fucking $70.
Yeah, no, here's a real genuine problem. A lot of these devices are still a work in progress and are way too expensive oftentimes. This, of course, however, does not change the simple fact that disabled people can still play video games. And the fact that there are solutions, period, is pretty fucking amazing. The YouTuber Champ UT, who is an arm amputee, if the name didn't give it away already, has 2 very interesting videos reviewing a lot of these peripherals. So, you know, instead of asking, what if I had no arms and no legs, as an excuse for you yourself to be a video game LARPer, despite the fact that you yourself aren't fucking disabled, maybe it'd be helpful to see how disabled people actually play video games. So instead of spewing the most disingenuous garbage about disabled people on behalf of yourself, who may or may not even be disabled in the first...
Getting angrier. The longer he's talking, the angrier he's sounding.
Place, you can actually understand where the actual real world problems are. And once again, all this really only has some kind of footing if you yourself are disabled. If you yourself are disabled, yeah, that's a whole different conversation.
You leave out contextual facts that complete the puzzle.
But if you aren't disabled, then what's the relevancy? Unless...
Because they're goalposting. That's what I'm saying. They're not disabled, but they're bringing up disabled people so they can feel a little bit better about themselves, so they can win in the argument.
I know you in real life. How am I supposed to know if you're disabled or not? And if you aren't, then you look pretty fucking stupid, don't you? Like, not only are you using disabled people as an excuse to be
He said nobody ever mentions epilepsy, migraines, and motion sickness when talking about playing versus watching for story video game debates. That should be the first talking point. Bro, if you got that much look, I'm sorry, bro, but if you got that much problems upon like motion and shit, I guess video games is not for you, bro. Go read a fucking book. Go read a book. Go read a book. And then watch you say some shit like, oh no, man, they can't read books because their eyes don't work. It's like, damn, at this point, what do you want me to do, bro? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, bro? At this point, bro, I'm gonna have to get an enchantment table, Minecraft style, and I don't know, bro. I'm gonna have to make a couple of like audiobook. They're gonna then say their ears don't work. What am I gonna say to that, bro? Just go to an island, bro. I don't know what else to tell you. Not to mention physically disabilities, like dog. If I had no hands and no feet, bro. Bro, y'all just go posting.
Lazy. But you can't go to Google or YouTube at all to do some basic goddamn research? Some of you didn't even know that blind people could still watch movies. Point dismissed. Argument 4. What if I don't want to play it?
So you're a Larper. What if I don't want to play it? So why are you here even? So you... Man, help me.
What are you, fucking 12? Argument 5. What if the game sucks?
So if the game sucks, why are you in the fan base? Many reasons: accessibility, money, age. Why does age have to do with anything? What do you mean age? What are you, like a 5-year-old on Twitter? 10 years old on Twitter? Platform, device, region. Game is not on market. Pirated. Enjoyment. Enjoyment. Game is more story than gameplay. Gameplay is lackluster, not necessary. Preview before buying, etc. Bro, you're goal posting.
Then you aren't a fan of it. Point dismissed.
Exactly, you aren't a fan of it.
Okay, but what if the story is better than the gameplay, though? Or what if the game has no real gameplay, then? Okay, well, admittedly, that's a lot more case by case, but I still think regardless, any game is worth playing. A game still thrives on the intimate connection between the player and the game. The interactive element adds some expression from the player. That's kind of the whole point. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been a video game. And even if you didn't like the gameplay experience, it would still be something worth pointing out. Stuff like that helps you gauge what you like and don't like. Mixtape is a perfect example. I didn't care for that game, but it was worth playing. It got me to think, okay, what is the line between what the devs want to do and what would utilize the medium of video games the best?
Yo, one of these days we gotta
Twitter
play this
MFS
on stream.
just be saying whatever. These people cannot be real. I refuse to believe it.
Yeah, I agree. Some of them are not real, and some of them are just like rage baiters. They're just trying to constantly like farm impressions so the conversation could keep going. Do not waste your money on mixtape. But come on, man, I want to live the life as a teenager, a rebellious teenager, saying, "Fuck you, mom. I want to hang out with my friends and sleep out at night. You can't tell me what to do. I'm a grown-up."
And it got me to think a bit. It was cool. I like that. That's what I do for a living. And once again, interactivity from you is pretty much required for video games, at least when done right. Take, for example, the 1/3 of a good game, Detroit Become Human. A game that's cinematic,
If you buy this game, I will never let you live it down.
Okay, I got you. I'm gonna make somebody else get it for me, Owl. Thank you, bro. I'm gonna, like, go to a kid and take his card or something. I appreciate you, Owl. And hold on, let me wait a minute. I know he did not just say Detroit Become Human is ass, bro. I like that game. Like, I genuinely have fun streaming that shit. Detroit Become Human was fire.
Activity from you is pretty much required for video games, at least when done right. Take, for example, the 1/3 of a good game Detroit...
1/3 of a good game? Why everybody be shitting on Detroit Become Human? Story was, no, it was, okay. It was ass when I burnt on fire and I said, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Bro, I bursted up into flames. But bro, this game was tough.
Become Human, a game that's cinematic but does actually have a very largely robust choice system that requires an intimate connection from the player themselves. So tell me, if the quote-unquote player is watching a playthrough of the game and not engaging with the...
Exactly. You're a Larper if you didn't play this game. If you come up to me being like, oh, I watched somebody play Detroit Become Human, that means that none of the actions you made no actions, actually. So you're a Larper. You made no decisions in this game. I made decisions. I made decisions that got me fucked up. And I got my whole squad killed.
System that the devs worked really hard on. They're not the fucking player, now are they? To quote a recent quote from the
I got my whole
Shinji
team killed.
Mikami, if watching a playthrough was enough, the game wasn't good enough.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
Now, of course, interactivity comes
Damn,
from...
he said if watching the game was good enough, then the game wasn't good enough. Damn,
the more
that's
you
bars.
think about the story, especially Kara's, you begin to see all the dumb shit they wrote. That 1/3 that was peak was legit Connor's toe. We all respect Connor.
Oh, true. I'm not gonna lie, I like the game a lot because of Connor. Connor was like, he was going crazy in the story, bro. I fucked with his character.
Many different areas, which is why I find video games so fascinating. There are so many ways to make people feel intimate about a game through interactivity. Whether it's through puzzle solving, engaging with the mechanics, engaging with the world and story in a tangible way. Doing that yourself just feels amazing to do. But by not actually playing it, you are robbing yourself of that intimacy. Watching a playthrough is legitimately not the same as experiencing the game yourself. And if it is, then it probably isn't very good. In conclusion, video games are meant to be played, and that's the end of the fucking story. Look, there's nothing wrong with enjoying a live stream or enjoying a playthrough of a game. And you can get into the world of the game through that, but that's how it starts, right? Like, yeah, of course it's not bad to watch a playthrough, but you ain't a fan of the game. In a similar way, you aren't a fan of a book if you just read the spark notes of it. It's why these people are insanely weird to me. Like, they ask questions that are very easy to answer. They address problems that already have solutions, and they use a bunch of buzzwords to masquerade how shallow they are.
I swear to God, I will...
You need to play the game to be a fan is a classist propaganda. The fact that they said classist.
Hunt you down and stick a loaded fucking hot piece of dynamite right up your fucking asshole.
And again, some of these concerns are very much legitimate. Like, yeah, games are too expensive nowadays. And yeah, we do need a more optimal way to help disabled people enjoy video games. But here's my question. Assuming you aren't disabled, let's say you had all the money in the world. Would you, with that money, buy your favorite video game and play it? If the answer is no, then you're a goddamn trendy ass gaming LARPer. If you really want to watch someone play a video game while still being a fan of it, get a boyfriend or a girlfriend or something. At least you two can bond over the most romantic game ever made. Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days.
Sub to Dumbsville. Wait a minute. Anime cat girl. They got anime cat girls dancing, bro. Say on God, bro. This is the most ableist shit I've ever heard. Kless, I know you got your hands.